Hello everyone. I am delighted to be part of the Nedbank IMC today. I really wish I could be present with you to be together, but alas, we are still in the middle of a pandemic, so I am joining you virtually to continue the theme of famous movies and to argue that with a great platform, people do fall in love actually, and they fall in love with great brands. The last couple of years have seen a number of shifts in human behavior that we believe will define how people and brands come together in the next decade or so. Today, I'm going to focus on 4 trends, and these include community, commerce, creators, and the next frontier in computing platform. These shifts have been in motion for a while, and they have just accelerated in the last 16 months due to a pandemic that has influenced so much of how we view the world around us and how we interact with it. History has taught us that crisis always is followed by great change. So this is also true for community, the move to online community, commerce, and the shift to discovery commerce, creators, and the growing creator economy, and finally, the acceleration of the next frontier in computing platform. Let's start with community. As people find it more and more difficult to meet physically in the real world, they are turning onto the online world to create communities that are meaningful to them. Today, more than 1.8 billion people belong to an online community. In a global study that we did with GovLab in 15 countries, we found that 77% of people surveyed said they belong to an online group. We see examples of these findings across many Facebook groups, including Female in Nigeria. This is a group that was created as a safe space for women in the Nigerian diaspora to discuss, seek support for challenging problems and problems ranging from relationship struggles, health issues, abuse, grief, and loss. News of this group spread by word of mouth, and Female In grew into a 1.8 million person community with members in over 100 countries. There are more than 70 million group administrators and moderators running an active Facebook group today. These new kind of community leaders who have emerged with unique skills in moderating often diverse dialogues, sometimes amongst many millions of members. Most of the groups are run as labor of love. Many leaders are neither trained nor paid to do this, and their operations are often uncodified. For example, take Pamela Odor from Kenya. She runs a group with 2.1 million members called Let's Cook. In South Africa recently, we've seen groups form in response to the recent protest and looting. Mostly these groups are formed to help with the recovery, but also just to find community with people who share similar beliefs. Rebuild SA, for example, grew from 2,000 members to 14,000 members in just 4 days. Today, it's 25,000 members coming together because of their beliefs and what they believe about South Africa. COVID did not start this phenomenon of coming online to find like-minded people. Being isolated from each other has just accelerated it. The question then becomes, what is the role of brands in these communities? On one hand, you have these groups that are deeply meaningful to the people that they serve. And then on the other, more and more people prefer brands that care deeply about the things that are important to them. The second trend that I want to talk about is discovery commerce. In particular, in 2020, we saw e-commerce account for 19% of global trade, up from 16% in the previous year. E-com retail sales surpassed $4.2 trillion US. Studies show that in South Africa, 55% of South Africans say they're going to continue shopping online even after the pandemic. So we know that e-commerce is growing exponentially. But where does discovery commerce come in? In the past, online shopping has gone a bit like this. You need something, you search for it, and you buy it. Functional, yes, but quite frankly, a little uninspiring. Machine learning tools have changed all of that. In the same way that the Facebook newsfeed defined a personalized format with infinite streams of updates based on your interest, discovery commerce is personalizing shopping experiences on platforms like Facebook and Instagram. We already know that 43% of global shoppers research products via online social networks, while discovery commerce introduces users to products and brands that align with their taste, products and brands that they might never have come across with otherwise. So rather than people finding products and brands find people. Discovery commerce is fluid. It is a continuous system that improves over time as the platform gets to know its user better. Just like two people, the more they get to know each other, the more likely they are to fall in love. So it is the same for a business that connects with audiences in this way, more likely to have a checkout at the end of that. The third trend that I want to talk about is creators and the content that they create. We think that in the future, we will see a world that is driven by content creators as more and more young people opt out of monotonous jobs or just pursue a hobby that they feel very strongly about. We think that the creator economy will get bigger and bigger over time. We know that the gig economy is growing. At Facebook, we are building tools to grow the creator economy. In just 1 year, the number of content creators earning an equivalent of 10,000 US dollars per month or 150,000 rand per month increased by 88%. We will be making further investments over the next coming months to grow that number. Before I step into how we are going to grow the creator economy, you may be asking, who is a creator? At Facebook, we have 3 types of creators. First, it's the content creator. You know them as the influencers across a number of sectors like food, comedy, fashion, and art. In Africa, comedy still leads the way with fashion and food following very, very closely. The second is public figures or celebrities, and finally, journalists and the journalism that they pursue on our platforms. So how are we thinking about growing this creator economy on our platforms? Firstly, through creative shops. Last year, right in the middle of the pandemic, we created shops to enable small and large businesses to set up shop on our pages and sell products online, especially at a time when they couldn't do so physically. We will be doing the same with creators. They can set up a shop, create great content, and be able to sell it, including selling it to brands. We're also looking to create what we're calling an affiliate marketplace. People look to great creators to get a sense of what's good, the so-called subject matter experts. We want to build up an audience of such people. It's almost like a recommendation marketplace where creators get remunerated for their recommendations or get a cut for products that they recommend. Third, we're looking to build a marketplace for branded content, a marketplace for matching creators with branded content, building tools that will have sponsorships between a creator and a brand. This will enable brands to absolutely find unique creators that are suited to them. We believe that these tools will be favorable for creators and will help a broader creator economy to not only to emerge, but to thrive. So we are excited about the creator economy, and we're excited about the role that brands will play in this emerging economy. Community, commerce, creators will all ultimately live in a world that we call the metaverse. And what is the metaverse? It is an embodiment of the internet where you are present in it. Imagine an environment where all are present, where we're all present with each other while we're at home. In this metaverse, we can come together in a 3D environment where we can create and explore just about anything that we want. Presence will be the holy grail of social interaction in the future, and it will happen via our mobile phones, computers, VR sets, and even AR glasses. In the metaverse, we will be able to spend time with friends, work, learn, play, and shop. In closing, we are excited to build out the metaverse, the next computing platform. It will first enhance how communities come together. It will change how we create and interact with the content, if not be in the content. It will push the boundaries of commerce and how people and brands find each other. It will change so much more. We are excited about the future. We're excited about how people and brands will come together in the future. So stay tuned. And thank you so much for joining me.